What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Promethean Tides. I'm General, and as always, I'm joined by Breaker. What is going on, Breaker?
Actually, it's me, David Duke. Do not forget to eat the proper nutritious foods to nourish the precious white baby inside of your white room to replenish the white race.
What an odd reference. And we were also joined by Twink. What is going on, Twink?
I'm great, and thanks for asking.
All right, yeah, awesome. Last the last episode that we put up, I was quite sick. I think I might have come down with a little bit of the Chinese coof.
Ooh.
I recovered quickly because I think it was the Chinese coof because it felt like a flu, but I got over it in like 3 days, and usually like a flu lasts for longer. But you know, I've had the Chinese coof before, so I think that my body just kicked it off, and I feel better. A little bit of a scratchy throat still, but
You get used to the variants here and there, and then
right.
it's okay.
Yeah, the variants they're here to stay. It's endemic.
Yeah.
And and that is all without any sort of Fauci ouchie either. So at least for me, it was not a necessary medical procedure. But during the time that I was sick, I got a chance to really browse the hell out of some 4chan, and I had such a good time browsing 4chan that I thought that I should bring some 4chan to the peoples of the YouTube. So this is like, I guess this is going to be like on the ground reporting on 4chan, right? Because we exist in meme warfare, whether we like it or not. This is 5th generational warfare, people, and this is the war zone. And that sounds like a joke, but it's actually kind of serious. So I thought that I'd bring up some 4chan stuff.
Well, just like Nagel said, the culture war is consistently ongoing.
That's right. Yeah. In fact.
So, without further ado,
well,
straight from Pepe the Frog's rancid asshole, spiced up with the impotent rage of impotent wage Rojek, it is 4chan news.
All right. So, So here's some funny things that I got from 4chan. Some more serious that we'll get into, but some a little bit funnier. But I wanted to start out with this one. Caveman says, "Hey bro, I decided to live off reliable food source in a stable settlement." Another guy goes, "You'll regret this. You don't domesticate plants. The plants domesticate you." Guy goes, "Don't worry. I'll just farm a little bit." 40,000 years later. "Hey, bitch, I'm back. Is there a Gloria Jeans cafe around here? Society's changed, bro. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I have to tell you about supply and demand. I'm too independent to need a tribe mentality. I know a woman who would love to settle down with a man like you. We can get a low-carb bite to eat somewhere in the city." He just says, what the fuck?
This is the reality.
That's not too far from the truth. If you were actually go into a hunter-gatherer tribe, a similar scenario to this would probably play out.
No, this is exactly what happens. It's straight up human
Well,
history.
I mean, if you stretch it out more, this would be Western versus Eastern Europe. If you think of it.
Only Chansbergs would get that joke.
All right, so next in I guess this isn't meme review. This is like poll review, right? But
I guess it is.
Okay. Study shows kids who are homeschooled could miss out on opportunity to be a gay communist.
Such a shame. They're missing out on.
Oh no. I mean, so many freaking pride parades, so much free casual bathroom sex, so many STDs. How could they possibly miss out on this? Something has to be done about this.
They're going to be weird. That's the thing. They're the weird ones now.
Those missed opportunities. I just like this one. Alex Jones, Humber. It's a Magic the Gathering card. Alex Jones, humble
Yeah.
water filter salesman, and his effect is frogs you control gain +2/+2 and are no longer gay.
I used to play that every Christmas party. That was definitely a pastime for me as a kid. it's
Put
it's
down
just
that
what the
cup,
detail-
stranger. This water is no good.
In the
I was a freaking Yu-Gi-Oh kid, so I while you were learning to play like a fun and entertaining card game, I was learning how to become a lawyer.
oh, Jesus Christ, yeah, the
the child prodigy.
so I think Breaker and I have talked about this, but Twink, are you familiar with how much text they fit into a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card?
I have seen a couple of them.
It's they have about like 6 paragraphs per card that explains exactly how it operates. Like, so what Breaker said is apt. It's training for being a lawyer.
Like there was literally a whole archetype of cards called the Toad cards, and literally there was this one card that was a famous among them that was like a staple card that let you special summon a frog card. And every single time there was a card that special summoned frogs, every single text had to include in quotes except Frog the Jam. That had to be on every card.
Yeah.
Well, here's the question though: will this card pack include gay frogs? That's the question.
Well, I mean, this effect is that they're no longer gay, so I assume that all the frogs are gay to begin with.
I mean, as long as if you put him on the table, then you go against him. I guess you're not gay anymore. So then maybe that's how it works.
No, it's the frogs that you control. So like if you're if you're both playing a frog deck, then your opponent's frogs would still be gay, I guess.
Oh, of course, that makes sense.
Now, in the lore of the Promethean Tides, I'm actually a frog, and that's why I always carry this card around with me, because I get +2/+2, and I get to be a heterosexual.
I see it's the lore.
Okay.
So wait a minute, your heterosexuality is ultimately contingent on Alex Jones. You better pray. You better pray nothing ever happens to that man.
Yeah, no, it's I keep it deep within my wallet. Like it's
Yeah, you better
a protector and everything.
Yeah, you better hold on to that before you have me in your hands.
It's basically my man card.
Yeah, of course. You got to keep your manhood intact, big boy.
That's
oh snap!
That's important.
Snap indeed.
Okay,
yep.
So we'll just move on to the next one.
And I was told to not to sexually harass people before the fucking show. God damn it! But anyway, back to Mark Zuckerberg.
If you die in the metaverse, you die in real life.
I don't know what you were saying. Oh, there we go. If you die in the metaverse, you die in real life.
Of course you do, because like Zuckerberg demands it. Zuckerberg must be satiated with the precious essence of human souls. Because I am a human, I certainly do not require your soul to function. It is merely a formality of the metaverse.
I will say he has this low animated aura. I would say it's sort of artificial. Almost like he is possessed or something.
He looks like he was actually a character modeled in the metaverse.
Yeah, no, he literally does actually. I mean, I have a feeling though he needs a little bit more souls to carry on. A little bit low energy. He has to recharge.
Just watch his frickin' like barbecue video, but put the frickin' Skyrim music in the background, and I swear to God, it's like you're looking at a fucking Skyrim NPC having a conversation. It's the same fucking energy.
All right.
And this is the guy in charge of a social media platform.
Of course.
Yeah.
That makes the most sense when you think of it, because so many people were socialized with Skyrim and Morrowind characters. It's probably why the world is so fucked up. Then again, never mind. Let's move on.
Oh.
So here's a you got the classic political axis. So and you have like captures. And so the communist one goes Neen Mommy, of course.
Yeah.
The fascist one goes Neen's Tomboy.
This can go both ways. This can go both ways and be femboy as well.
No,
Just depends.
it's always the fascists that love the femboys. That's a fact.
Yeah, that's for a fact.
And
that is true.
Let's see I question whether there is
monster girls. I see.
I question whether there is such a thing as a as a libertarian left. I don't actually believe it exists, but for the sake of the meme, named monster. Yeah, they do. They're into weird shit, and of course, I'm a libertarian, but I can I can laugh at this. Neen lolly.
Of course, because all roads in libertarianism always lead back to freaking lollies.
Yeah.
What is fucking wrong with you people? Why can't you understand the sovereignty of the fucking parent over the child? Is that the only form of authority you do not comprehend?
It's certainly the less legal taste, that's for sure.
Well, no, but look, I mean, if the parent willingly sells the child to the okay, all right.
We have to talk about this later.
That's why. That's why
you can't just sell everything.
Yeah, that's why there's some property it's considered sacred and you can't sell it. I know, a shocking concept, and libertarians can't compute this. There is some property that you're not allowed to sell.
Okay, this is more about the ANCAP, really, but according to the full ANCAP, everything is property, including human life. So, I mean, I don't know.
Weirdly enough, I once had a very long conversation with a Jewish ANCAP. And he basically agreed with me when I was like, the only way to justify anything in Ancapistan is through property rights. So your children are technically property. He was just like, yes, that sounds correct.
I mean,
I have a similar. Well, there is a more indifferent belief that is more like you have a unit, and then there is no individual. It's just the child is part of the family, and then that's the extent of it. It's a very communitarian form of view.
That the child is part of the family? You mean just like the standard nuclear family?
It's the standard nuclear family, essentially. It's the individual is the family. The family is an individual.
Oh, like the family is a unit within the civilization?
Yeah, just like a colony of ants is a single organism.
Yeah, pretty much. It's sort of in the way because, you can't.
I mean, that's
you can't just. A kid can't just survive on his own.
No,
you can't get a job. You can't get a job if you're a child.
No, I think. I mean, isn't that kind of how America used to be run when it came to voting? It's like you had a family unit, and then the man of the household would then vote on behalf of the family as a whole, and that's kind of how voting was done.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I never even. System. I mean, to be honest, that's how I was raised personally. My parents were very strict. I never even got piercings when I was a kid.
Well, it looks like that didn't really right that sinking ship. But moving on.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So speaking of the political compass, this is so two-dimensional. So here's the, you have the X and the Y axis. Here's the Z axis.
This is the official. This is it. This is the real high ground. Yeah. This is the moral high ground we should all be aspired to.
Now, I have no idea. What this means. This appears to be like a Mongolian-looking man playing some sort of stringed instrument.
Now, this can go certain ways. One, he could be apathetic, and another, he could be his own wave of politics that we have to figure out in the future. Nobody knows yet.
Exactly. See, we're all caught up. It's like we're living in flat world, and out there's a whole three-dimensional world that we're not. Our brains are too small to really.
Do you ever read Fourth Theory? It's very much like that. It's it's sort of the whole it's economically left center, and it's culturally right. Well, and it's based off of the old society. It's called social gospel. Well, it revolves around church.
That still sounds like that's on the two-dimensional axis, right? Because you're describing it in terms of socially and authoritarian versus libertarian.
Yeah, it's not off compass is what you're saying. Yeah. I would. Yeah.
I'm saying this is a whole Z axis. I'm not sure. Obviously, this is the top of the Z-axis. I don't know what
Yeah.
the flip side of the Mongolian playing the stringed instrument is. Maybe it's it could maybe be like an African dude playing drums. I have no idea. But there's something here. We need to start thinking
It's
about
something about the
Z-axis.
Mongols. That's my theory.
This is basically like the meta modern purple Caesar, where he has gone so far and delved so deep into politics that he's literally horseshoed back around to the most primordial form of politics, which is the anarcho-primitivist family unit living on the plains of fucking Mongolia.
Oh my god. Wait, Breaker. Okay, to be like actually real for a sec. Do you think
The heartlands of his heritage is the state.
do
The
you,
only state is his heritage.
do you think that you
Yes.
could, do you think that you could actually represent like you could have a Z-axis and maybe you have a Z-axis of desiring more like primitivism versus more like post-humanism or like
Yeah, I think if you turn this upside down, I think on the other side would just be Mark Zuckerberg's face half torn off, and it's like the Terminator skeleton underneath.
I actually like that. I think that we need to do more research and development into this Z-axis part of the politics.
And since we have a Mongolian throat singer, I've got to go.
There's an interesting restaurant. It's a Mongol restaurant, and it's called the Great Wall. And it's interesting. You sort of make your own bowl, actually. So it's very it's quite different. Interestingly, it's not like other Asian restaurants. You make the food. It's kind of I don't know.
You know,
It's very
I've been to a decent number of Korean barbecue places, because my girlfriend and her family they love Korean barbecues. Whenever there's a birthday or a celebration, they like to go to the Korean barbecue place, and it's interesting for anyone who's ever been at one. Basically, you sit down at a table, and they have like basically a stove on the table, and then they bring you out some raw meat, and then you just get to cook it yourself on the thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, well.
Oh, yeah. They have that in Chinese places. They call them hot pots.
Well, a hot pot is no. This is like
It's a little different. Yeah.
because that's like more of like a soup. Or something.
Yeah, it's more of a soup. So this would be kind of okay.
Yeah, no, this is like it's a hot stove and you grill your meat on it. But then, like, I've always had an issue with this because I'm like, hey, like the whole reason why it is that I show up to a restaurant is that I don't have to cook the shit myself. Like, I'm specifically getting someone who knows how to perfectly like cook a medium rare steak, and like then I can put it into my mouth. Like, why is it that I'm the one doing all the work? And like,
they're trying to train you for the future. I think that there is a reason for that.
I mean, maybe like I already know how to cook fucking a steak. Like I already know how to. I don't want to expend the effort. But
maybe they looked at you and thought you didn't. You needed some more experience.
I mean,
maybe that's the reason why everyone does it. I don't know. Maybe
I look like too much of a fucking soy boy. They're like, yeah, you've never eaten a steak before. No, I just for whatever reason, my girlfriend and her family, they love the Korean fucking barbecue place. I'm like, this is a ripoff. They're giving you raw meat. You have to cook it yourself. Where the fuck is the service here? But that's a bit of an aside. We'll keep going.
Well, I don't. Well, I mean, apart from fish, I don't eat meat.
Okay. Well, that's great for you, I guess. You should. I mean, fish,
Hard to maintain those estrogen levels.
Fish is a good source of protein, but so is a lot of other delicious animals. So
there's a lot of
So this is something that I encountered, and I found this to be funny. It was a thread. So so this person they posted this thread, and it says race does not exist, and it references this image here.
Yeah.
So these are some I think these are all Finnish. You can see
they're Finns. Yeah.
They're Finns, and they're serving the military. So there's the image. and here's the post. It says race does not exist. It says if I told you in this image there's 2 Finnish men of purely Swedish ancestry, 1 Fenno-Swedish mutt, and 1 entirely Finnish man, you could never guess who is who. Chud's BTFO'd. So they're saying, hey, because we cannot determine which one of these men are Swedish, Finnish, or a Fenno-Swedish mutt, therefore race does not exist. I think this is an exemplary point. It makes complete logical sense. I mean, can anyone here really tell which one of these men is the Swede versus the Finn?
I have a feeling the one in the front is the Swede.
I also get that feeling.
Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. I
get the feeling that the one in the middle might be the Finn. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe.
The furthest guy away is definitely the fucking mutt.
Yeah, I think so. Of course, I don't think that. I think that the poster of this image actually has no idea themselves. They just probably got this off of Google. Because, this is 4chan. This is not. There aren't. This is 4chan. Okay, this is not Google media. But
everything you see is a troll.
But what I really liked here was this. The first post of this was, what the fuck is that red shit on the cake? Now, this person is from America, as we can see.
Yeah.
And it says, what the fuck is the red shit on the cake?
Probably just fruit.
And then we go back to the image, and it's clearly strawberries.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
And
probably just strawberries.
Yeah,
nothing.
Strawberries.
Yeah.
But this person, the American, says, what the fuck is that red shit on the cake? And
this is funny on so many levels. You don't even know.
And then someone replies, it's just
the chat bubble.
It's a pig with the American flag behind it.
Oh no!
Oh my god! There are some things that you should just never ask. There are some things in this world that you just don't ask, and this is one of them. This guy duped himself. This guy did it in a whoopsie.
Americans don't know fruits. Americans know processed food. We know burgers. We know Hot Pockets. What is this fruit?
Hey, wait a minute.
Honestly, though, his cake is inaccurate because it's not from Dairy Queen. That's the problem.
Exactly.
God damn it! That was the one problem they couldn't get right. But I didn't know freaking Nikocado Avocado was a star on 4chan.
The more you know, guys.
Of course, I believe that this was in fact a top level troll.
Wait a minute. That's funnier on a deeper level because at that extreme level of speciation between berries and humans, the difference between these two species becomes immediately obvious in this stark contrast that is undeniable. And all you could say is, yeah, that's strawberries. That's like the deeper meaning behind this that I immediately picked up on.
These strawberries are very much organic. Why is this not a Dairy Queen cake?
So technically, this is like a meta own of the OP when you think.
Yeah. This cake is almost healthy. Interesting.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be an ice cream cake.
This is like when creationists denied like macroevolution but admit to microevolution.
Also, I'm not gonna lie. I would totally let the front guy smash me. I would really let him. Yeah.
Well, he is like a chiseled Swiss god, so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
According to the lore of this, he's Finnish, but
I would call him a solid 9, personally.
Okay, great. That's great to know. Now we all know. Fantastic.
Like marry the front guy. Like, fuck the guy in the back and kill the guy in the middle.
Yeah, it's fuck, marry, kill. I would marry him. I would marry the guy in the front. I would. Yeah.
Great. I'm glad that we've established this.
He's probably very tall.
You're surrounded by sausages from all sides, General Chief. You're precious. Get the Alex Jones card quick.
Oh well, no, that's a color.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll just move
No,
on here.
no.
We'll just move
Oh,
on.
Oh no!
We'll just move
Oh
on.
no.
Okay, fun fact. This is only his third year on 4chan, so it's relatively healthy.
Yeah, he can get bigger. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, he's actually quite skinny. Now that I look at him a bit more, like he's a bit too skinny. He needs a hamburger. You know, he needs a.
You know what's funny? This was actually
Or McDonald's.
This was Breaker 2 years ago.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's
He's
picked up since then.
Well, your transformation is fantastic. How did?
God damn it! I told you not to share this picture with anyone, General Chief. Why are you freaking doxing me on the goddamn show?
It's okay. It's okay. The people have a right to be inspired. You know.
All right.
This reminds me of that meme of Pyrocynical's face morphing, and it says "You're ready to come been created," and he just becomes a massive fat ass.
Oh, I know. This is exactly it.
I bet he's a mod.
Oh, dude, 100%. That looks.
Where's
like
the fedora? Like this is like instead of where's Waldo, this is like where's the fedora? If you look close enough, you'll find it somewhere.
He puts the fedora on when he goes outside to, you know.
Okay, wait. Okay, this
ladies.
is. Okay, here's the thing though. He has his lotion on his table, and
Oh, shit.
everything else on his toilet top. Why does he have all this stuff on the toilet top? How tiny is his washroom? You know,
It's probably not big enough to fit him.
I would
We
think.
all know why the lotion is on the table, especially the femboy.
Okay, look.
For his face.
We can make fun of this fat guy who's I guess using this picture was taken in the 90s. Obviously, we can make fun of this fat guy, but you will notice that actually his room is relatively clean, and the table that he's working on is not that messy. I have seen far worse. I have seen far worse desktops on 4chan, and far worse.
Yeah, until you realize that it's like that because like every evening his mom comes in and cleans everything up.
Yeah, that guy's not bending down. That guy bends down once in his life, and it's over.
I've fallen. I can never get up again.
Okay, all right. We're just making.
I think it should be illegal for him to sit on anyone's face, because that would be third-degree murder.
Yeah,
that would be third-degree murder.
All right. Okay,
Yeah.
we're moving.
That would be manslaughter.
Okay, so now we're gonna get into more of the. That was the Mimi fun time bit. We'll get into slightly more serious stuff here. So,
Very serious.
Yeah.
Very serious.
I mean, it's 4chan is a very serious place, especially.
Exactly.
Always a serious side.
So I was cruising around this thread, and they were talking a lot about numerology, and man, you can make numbers connect with anything. So this guy, he posted the exact center of Robb Elementary School, the Uvalde shooting location, is 3.22 kilometers from the Masonic Lodge number 472. Uvalde shooting happened 322 days after George W. Bush's birthday, and Bill Gates' dad died 322 days after Bill Gates' birthday. Coincidence?
I could tell a European made this post. If it was an American, I guess the results would not be as entertaining.
Oh, it could
How much is that in freedom? How would that?
Yeah,
it could be a.
this is definitely.
It could be a Canadian. Don't they use kilometers as well?
It
not
could
really.
be. Wait a minute. I think I know what it is. This
we
is like
do federally, but we don't like pop culturally speaking. We're like 2 inches away from you guys. Most of us, at least.
I know what this is. This is that one Mexican that learned English from his cousin Jorge that works at Taco Bell.
Yeah, definitely. I would say that's true.
It's fucking kilometers. The one thing he didn't get right was the fucking measurements. They always forget the measurements. That's how you could spot the Mexican.
Yeah, of course. That's what I was saying.
So I I didn't know that we were gonna go on about the kilometer thing. I found this to be funny because what the fuck does 322 have to do with anything? You
It's
can, you can
I don't know.
you can find connections with numbers, fucking anywhere. But I found this to be humorous. I was like, why are these people going on about like numerology bullshit? So I decided that I would respond. So I did like a calculation, and I was like, okay, what is the distance between the Pentagon and the White House? So I went to Google Maps and I did the little calculation. It's 2.16 miles, and then I spent about like maybe 5 minutes like Googling some shit on the internet, and I came up with this, and I responded. Good point. According to Google Maps, the White House is 2.160 miles from the Pentagon as the crow flies. According to Wikipedia, there were 2,753 casualties on the day of 9/11, not including the hijackers. 2,753 minus 2,160 is 593. What occurred in the year 593? The death of Zainab bint Jahsh, the first cousin and wife of Muhammad. Zainab bint Jahsh was known as essentially the communist in Muhammad's harem. She gave all of her wealth to the poor. So what does this all point to? The White House and the DOD ushered in Islamo-communism with 9/11, case closed. Boom. Thank you.
That is wow. I believe it.
See, this is the kind of hard-hitting proof that you can serve up with numerology.
Like, there's some fucking schizoid spurg on 4chan that totally buys this and is probably building a whole fucking new conspiracy theory around just this post alone. Think of what you've unleashed on the world, General G.
This puts Alex Jones to shame. Honestly, well, this puts Alex Jones as a moderate. You know,
Pretty much.
this makes
is
him
like
sound cohesive.
This is like almost Kanye level shit where Alex Jones is just sitting over there uncomfortably. It's like, wait a minute, I mean, Hitler was a bad dude. And Kanye's like, well.
Okay, so let me say this, right?
Could this have been possible, though? Here's the thing: do you believe it?
I don't not believe it.
I can never really not believe something. I believe everything.
So here's the thing, right? Like, I think
I am a Zoomer after all.
There are people that that believe everything that the government says, and they believe everything that the media says, and they're very good, obedient little cogs in the machine because they never question.
Yeah.
And they also tend to be extremely stupid, but that's kind of their benefit, right? Like, that's why society likes them. They're dumb and they just do the job that they're told. That's why they're useful. And like that, but that's like one extreme, right? The opposite extreme is that you don't believe anything, and like these people tend to be like very intelligent, but sometimes they become very schizo, and so like, you know, that's the thing, and I, you know, you can ask anyone, I think, that browses poll. There's a lot of schizo posting. Some people, they can be very intelligent, but sometimes they become a little bit schizo. You know, I think there's a relationship between the schizo and the intelligent person. You know, it's about, it's the ability to just tell your brain no sometimes, you know, as opposed to constantly saying yes to everything that your brain ever comes up with.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are schizos on poll. It happens. You know what? Here's the thing, though. I think that when it comes to, I guess, like the progressive bubble, I think that they would do really well with more schizos. I feel like they've eliminated all of the schizos from their bubble, and now they lack creativity. Because where does all creativity like ultimately stem from? The schizoids, right? And now the progressives, they're no longer creative because they eliminated, they need to get the schizos back. They need to have their own schizos. That's how we actually fix
less
the left.
boomers and more schizos. I agree.
Exactly.
Yeah, make the left great again.
Make the left schizo again.
Yeah.
The key component of creativity, the secret sauce, is the inability to say no to whatever random shit that your brain comes up with.
Well, actually, that's kind of an interesting point because what is the left but like a series of no, right? Like, no, that's a bad thought. No, don't do that. No, don't say that.
I don't like it.
No,
I'm trans, and that
no,
offended me. How
that's
dare
offensive.
you?
Yeah, no, that's bad for the group. No, don't do that. Just no.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Did you just have an unregistered opinion? Do you have a fact checker on that? Actually,
Do you have
let
a
me get the fact
license?
checker.
Do you have a license for that idea?
Yeah, I know.
I agree. I agree with you, Kitty Finboy from 4chan. They need to have a license. It needs to be approved and accredited by an accredited fact checker, especially on Snopes, because Snopes is entirely trustworthy. Snopes has never lied. They would never lie to me.
Nope. The savior of the Democrat Party? No. They would never lie. They always tell the truth. It just so happens to be that the truth is predominantly on the side of the Democrats. Why would you question that? You're not a conspiracy theorist, are you?
The truth has a progressive bias, and we know that because the fact checkers they fact check that. And
Source? The fact checker said so. Why would you question them?
It's been checked, bro. Come on, it's been checked.
Yeah, the sources, it's been checked.
You best not question it, or I'm going to have to put you into the basket of deplorables.
This is it. This is what you get for trying to think.
I am only half kidding. I think that is actually the thing that the left needs to become healthy again. They need to reaccept schizos into their midst.
Bring back George Carlin, the ultimate leftoid schizo.
Actually, yeah. Or you know what? Here's the thing, right? Like maybe like we give Kanye to the left. We say this is a black man, okay? You have to take care of him. You take care of all black people. You have to take care of this black man. And then they just have to take care of him. And then they just have to deal with the fact that Kanye is now part of their party. I think that would make the Democratic Party so much better. And they would maintain exactly the same amount of anti-Semitism as they currently have.
Yeah, it's really going to be really easy to get him into the left, too. All you have to do is just dress him up in like the full gimp suit that he wore on Alex Jones and just drop him off at the nearest gay pride parade. They won't even think about it twice. They won't even give him a second look like, oh, another gay pride parade girl. This seems perfectly normal. And then he'll be in. That's the end. You got to go to the gay pride parade with the full gimp suit.
If Kanye actually cared about the conservative movement, he would do everything in his power to infiltrate the Democratic Party. All right, okay, let's keep going. Okay, so now we'll get into the vax stuff. Okay, so here's the thing. We have the ascending brain meme. We all know it. So if you're pro-vax and you're pro-mandates, that's tiny brain. Okay, if you're pro-vax and you're anti-mandates, right? So like you want the vaccine, but you're not going to force it on other people. Moderate brain. If you're against the vaccines and you're against mandating them, okay, that's a slightly larger brain. But the biggest brain take, the largest galaxy brain, is that you are against the vaccine, but you want it to be forced on people anyway. That is the biggest brain take.
Yeah, that should just have Fauci's face imposed on it because his like totally convincing injection on national TV where they just forgot to take the cap off.
Oh yeah, there.
It's a little bit like how I wouldn't call myself pro-choice or pro-life. I'm just I'm anti-choice and anti-life. I want the government to force people to get abortions against their will.
Oh no. That's one way to get rid of the cat boys. Oh, sorry. Present company excluded.
Yeah, you better not do that. Just for the cat boys. You can do whatever you want to everyone else.
Cat boy supremacy for the win. I knew you were a internet bad person.
Yeah, we need the cat boys. We need them.
What the fuck is a cat boy? I know what a cat girl is. Is it? It's just a with cat ears, right?
Cat boys are femboys with cat ears.
Right.
Yeah, right now Nick Fuentes is like biting his fingernails off, like leaning really close into the screen, just
Nick
like to
Fuentes
listen to your
loves
voice.
Cat Boys. We all
Yeah.
we all know that everyone in the upper right blue quadrant of the political spectrum, they all secretly or openly have a fetish for the effeminate gay cat boy. It's a thing.
I do. Yeah, I've seen that a lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, it's a thing. It's a trend. I'm not saying every single one. There's a weird trend. I don't know what it is.
There's this hierarchical structure on it. They say that it prevents the genocide on effeminate white boys, because what it does is that it puts them into the hands of society so that they don't have to be killed. So in other words, their role is to be a boy wife when when women fail, or when there's not enough women.
Right. I mean,
There's some societies actually where there's more guys than there are girls, or vice versa.
like China. China has more guys than girls.
There
Oh
is
shit!
there is purpose for having tomboys and femboys to balance out the hormones, and it really does work.
Yeah, you got to put the dick somewhere, I guess.
Yeah,
I-
hole's
I-
a hole.
This is what I think actually happened, right? Like
Yeah.
like all the women they all became like intersectional feminist progressive whatever the fuck they are. And so they're all down there in the lower left green quadrant. Even though I don't think that exists. But they're all down there. And so there's no more girls.
We call them radlibs.
Right. And so there's no more girls in the in the upper right blue quadrant.
Oh yeah, and you
and
also
so-
forgot too. A lot of the trans population is female to male.
Yeah, that's true. So what is the fasci to do but to just there's no women, so you have to date an effeminate boy that kind of seems like a woman because there's no other women in your space. It's kind of sad, but it makes sense that would happen.
Yep. It's called modern problems call for modern solutions.
Exactly. As gay as those solutions might be. But yeah, so we'll get into a little bit the vax stuff. Now, of course, I would like to point out to YouTube that look, this is just on the ground reporting of what 4chan specifically Poll happens to be saying. None of the views that are expressed in the following images are a representation of what the Promethean Tides channel believes. We love all the things that the government recommends. Big thumbs up. We love it. Whatever the government says is the best thing to do. We support whatever that best thing is. And when the government changes their mind about what that best thing is, we also change our mind and we also support whatever that best thing is. That is what we do.
Yeah.
Okay, we would never. These are not representative of this channel. Okay, so
I'm actually going to get the 10th booster, so I do support the deep state. So
that's right.
Yep. Don't
Wait
get
a
me in
minute.
trouble. Don't get me in trouble.
Wait a minute. Would we all just be the tiny brain image?
We are. The Promethean Tides is pro-vax and pro-mandates. That is what we are.
As evidenced by you just going on a spiel about how none of these images are represented, that proves we all are the tiny brains, especially you.
Yes, exactly. I fully accept being the tiny brain because that is what makes the government and YouTube happy. And I am the cog in the machine. I am the one who does not question. I am simply an obedient worker, okay? And I would never question anything. I am not a rebel. I am a follower. So, very important that everyone knows that. All right, so we'll just get into this.
Oh God.
So the top graph, it may be a little bit hard to see, and
I know exactly what this is.
I'm not sure if these numbers are accurate, but this is 4chan. The numbers don't have to be accurate, okay? This is meme warfare. The numbers aren't important. The details aren't important. The concepts are. This is we are in 5th generational warfare right now. Literally. And
Yes.
so it's the memes that matter, and so I'm simply displaying to you the armaments that exist within this meme warfare. So here's a meme. Now, in this graph on top, we have high school, and so this is percent vaccine hesitant. So the higher the number is, the more vaccine hesitant they are. So high school, they're pretty vaccine hesitant if they only have high school education. If they have some college, they're a little bit more accepting of the vaccine. If they have a bachelor's degree, they're quite accepting of the vaccine. If they have a master's degree, they're super accepting of the vaccine. They want that Fauci ouchie directly into their arm. If they have a professional degree, like a law degree, then they start to be a little bit less accepting of the vaccine. And if they have a full-blown PhD, then they say, I don't want the vaccine. And then here on the bottom, we have a standard distribution bell curve for IQ. And the person that is extremely dumb with an IQ of what appears to be 55, they go,
oh God,
they go, they don't want the vaccine because they say, I don't want no 5G magnet. Okay, fine. And then the person in the middle, they go, with an IQ of exactly 100, they go, stick that needle in my arm now. And then the person on the right, who I guess is the 145 IQ guy, he goes, data just doesn't add up. He doesn't want the vaccine either. And so that's me explaining the meme, and there it is. That's the meme. I don't know. I can't. That's just the reporting on the ground. That's what 4chan said. I have no opinions about this.
That's the meme review.
I would rate this a question mark out of 10 because I don't have opinions.
You know, the master's degree would be, Master, please inject me. That's what it says.
That's why you go to like that. No, wait a minute. You went to like femboy college, so you got a different master's degree.
Yeah, it's not the same degree. It's not. It's a school. It's very. Feels
there's a lot of
segregating,
daddies. There's a lot of fathers that work at that school. You might even call them daddies.
Yeah, there was a lot of them. They were just teachers. We didn't do anything with them. I mean, they didn't do anything with us.
Well, they had a very strong affinity for leather and chaps, especially chaps with the ass omitted.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I got my grades boosted in some way. I'm just gonna say that.
I bet you got something boosted.
I got an A in that class one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard to get an A. You just have to be willing to put up with a lot of shit, if you know what I mean.
It feels upsetting because we really are segregated as a community. There isn't a lot of confidence in our little circle. We get bullied too much.
Well, as long as the circle is small enough, everyone can reach everyone else's dick, so it'll be fine.
Hey, you know what?
I mean, the bullying is not that bad. It's kind of cute.
Sometimes in order to get an A, you got to get some D.
Yeah.
There you go.
This is literally the fucking gayest show that we've ever done.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, but this is just the beginning. Okay, right. So
only the beginning.
Let me see here. Okay, right. So someone on the 4chan, they posted this website. It's called howbadismybatch.com. And basically the idea is that it looks at the VAERS reporting of all of the different vaccine batches, and how many negative reports there were, how many death reports there were from certain things. So like I'll just click on something here. Like we'll look at the I think like Janssen is from Johnson and Johnson. So I'll click on that, and we can see here that it's listed by I guess the number of adverse reports. So like here we have like highlighted in yellow here, like batch 043A21A. So like this had like 2,511 adverse reports, 35 deaths, 31 disabilities. And so like there's a lot there, but then if you keep scrolling down, there's a lot of them. A lot of them. A lot of them. A lot of them. And there's the bottom. So those are all like, I guess the lot numbers if I'm trusting this site. And I guess the interesting thing about this is that there's just like a few bad batches, I guess, that caused a lot of problems. Now, I was looking at this and I'm like, okay, that's very interesting, but it's not telling you how many doses were administered, right? So like, this site, it's kind of trying to go like it's trying to say that there are certain vaccines that are especially there are certain batches of specific vaccines that are like especially bad, and like why are these batches like particularly bad? Now, if these batches are all about the same size, then I would say, okay, yeah, that is questionable. But I don't know how large these batches are, right? Like if we scroll all the way down to the bottom, we have like some like weird numbers here, like some letters, like this one, god damn it. This one says iCares does not. I have no idea. Like, is that even a real batch? I have no idea. This one says I do not know. Okay, all right. I don't think that that's a batch. I don't think that that is a real batch. I feel as though some of these batches were like either very small, they were specifically like in very limited clinical trials. I have no idea. Like, I don't know what all these batches are. I don't fucking work for Johnson and Johnson. I didn't develop this fucking shit. But what I would assume is, well, I won't assume anything, but my guess would be that that maybe you had a lot of adverse effect reports with some of these higher up batches, because maybe these were the ones that were distributed to the most people. And it's like, okay, wow, like 35 deaths from like a batch of vaccine. That sounds like a lot. But what if that vaccine was administered to 1 million people, right? In that case, it's not that big of a deal. The point of this, here's the thing. I don't like this website, okay? I think that the vaccine is 100% totally safe and effective, I guess, YouTube, but, this website does not help the case of saying that there are issues with the vaccine, because we don't know how many people this shit was administered to, so we can't do anything with these numbers. And so I actually, so I was looking at their lethality page, and this is a crime against science and how to do math. They say, they're talking about what is lethality and how they're determining it. They're determining it based off of the raw data from the VAERS report. And they say in this mathematical proof section, the measure is independent of batch size. Here's the mathematical proof. This is bullshit, by the way. This is complete bullshit. And I'll show you why. But they say for any given toxicity, the number of adverse reactions is directly proportional to the number vaccinated. This can be written as number of adverse reactions is equal to Ka times number vaccinated, where Ka is constant. And then they say similarly, for any given toxicity, the number of severe reactions, death, disability, life-threatening illnesses, is also directly proportional to the number vaccinated. This can be written as Number of severe reactions equals KS times number vaccinated, where KS is a constant. It follows that severe reactions divided by total number of reports equals KS divided by KA times number of vaccinated divided by number of vaccinated. And the number vaccinated cancels out, so has no influence on this ratio at all. The key point here is that this ratio is independent of batch size or of number of people vaccinated. Okay, now, this is bullshit. This is complete and total bullshit. I looked into this, and I looked at the fucking this lethality score, and I was like, this makes no fucking sense. So I posted on 4chan. And I said, I don't like this. I went to the lethality page here. They detail the following. We just read the green text there. I say, great, but this isn't really saying anything except that they can find a ratio between total reports and reports that resulted in death. Let's assume you had a vaccine given to 1 million people. There was one adverse reaction report, and it resulted in death. The website would claim this as 100% lethality. In reality, it would be 0.0001% lethality. Sorry, I'm still a little bit sick. There's phlegm in my throat. I apologize. Meanwhile, let's assume you administer a vaccine to 1,000 people. There are 250 adverse reaction reports and 50 deaths. The website would claim this as 20% lethality. In reality, it would be 5% lethality. Without knowing the total number of people the vaccine was administered to, as well as the total number of VAERS reports made, as well as having some knowledge about adverse effects that simply weren't reported, this basically isn't helpful whatsoever. Which I think is more or less a factual statement. Just based off of just fucking really simple math. And actually, this guy responded to me on 4chan, and he said, you're totally right with the lethality page. I just want to inform you about the statistical importance of just the adverse reports and their uneven spread by lot number. Now, we just kind of went over like the issue with the lot number. You cannot say anything about lethality when you don't know how big the batch is, of course, but that there is such a big discrepancy between the distribution of adverse events by lots means that there is something not going right, meaning the shots are targeted to groups or individuals. Maybe variance in quality in relation to a lot number is never good. That's true. Quality control and quality assurance is very important whenever you're dealing with any sort of pharmaceutical. Because this is in a regular scenario, a safety signal, which need to be reacted to because they have the numbers themselves, they just ignore it, so what's the deal now? Now, look, I don't know. It could be that there is certain batches that are particularly bad. It is possible, that is true. There could be some really bad batches out there, and maybe there's someone behind the scenes that is like, okay, you know what? We're going to take this batch, and we're going to give it specifically to fucking Wyoming, because fuck Wyoming. That's possible. Or it's possible that the VAERS data that you're looking at is lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of batches where just a few of them were actually put into, I guess, mass production and then administered to the public, right? Like this is something that happens in just like the pharmaceutical industry in general. You'll have like 100 different lot numbers of a drug that you're working with, and then like you'll be working with it and you'll like, oh, okay, for this study we use this lot number, for this study we use this lot number, for doing this we use this lot number, blah 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 blah. But then when you actually put it into like the manufacturing process, when you actually start to really build it up and you're like, okay, we're gonna take this lot, we're gonna make a shit ton of it, then you have like one solid lot number that is administered to the entire population, and it's like, okay, well, maybe that's why you see like some of these batches have like so many more VAERS reports. It's because they've been administered to like literally 1,000 to like 10,000 times as many people. Maybe, I'm just saying, I don't know, but that would be my suspicion. I'm just saying. So I don't know, but that's a thing that I encountered on the 4chan. And I thought it was interesting, something that was worth bringing up. I'm not saying that I'm super like fucking. I don't personally trust. Now I'm going off character, but I will go off character. I don't personally trust the vaccine myself. I didn't get vaccinated, but there are issues with his argument, and like if you're gonna make this argument, like it has to be sound. But yeah.
We wasted like 15 minutes of time. We could have been talking about cat boys to earn a debunk on our YouTube video instead.
You're right, Breaker. We could have just had this be complete memes.
Yeah, now we're all going to become straight D students, if you know what I mean. After Susan Wozicki gets done with this.
Oh boy.
Yeah, she's got the big like red fucking strap on with PewDiePie's face on the end of it. Do not ask. You don't want to know the story behind that.
All right. Well, we'll just we got a couple more here, so we'll just go through them. All right. So
Yay for science.
Here we go. So this is something that was posted from the 4th of September 2019. Okay, this is before the COOF ever happened, and someone posted on 4chan. Actually, this doesn't look like 4chan. This might be 8chan. I don't know. But someone posted, 9 to 10 million Americans will be killed during 2020 to 2021 in some kind of major event. Don't ask me how I know this. They say, do not accept any vaccines that will be released for a deadly virus in the winter of 2020. They posted this 4th of September 2019. I don't know. They go on to say it will originate from a pharmaceutical company working with military ops in a West Coast state. It will be accurately planted in major cities, and it will cause flu-like symptoms and may be deadly to elders and babies, but the media will report it as deadly for everyone, but it's a hoax. The vaccine will be the real killer, packed with copious amounts of toxic metals. I do not know any details on the actual genetics of the virus, sorry, but I know they have tested it multiple times already, but in different brand names. I don't know. I don't know what to think.
Wait a minute. Bill Gates, is that you?
That's a thing that was posted back in 4th of September 2019. I don't know.
It looks like Bill Gates fired up the old VPN and like went on to freaking 8chan.
I don't know. Like, was it a lucky guess, or did someone know something? I mean, theoretically, no one should know anything. So, because it was an accident, right? Like this whole COVID thing, it came out of a Wuhan wet market, and it was a total accident. So this guy, he just got a lucky guess, right?
No one could have suspected the thing that Bill Gates had been talking about 5 years prior.
No, it's a lucky guess. I don't know. They also go on. They say it will originate from a pharmaceutical blah blah blah. They say yeah, it's a hoax. The vaccine will be the real killer, packed with copious amounts of toxic metals. And then I guess there's some like microscopical images here of I guess some images or something. Now I've actually I've worked with microscopes before, and here's the thing, like these structures that they're pointing to, like these like weird structures that you're seeing, like
you actually know what those really are.
These don't look like metal fragments. Is the thing. Like, these look nothing like metal fragments. I mean, because you can see that there's actually number one, there's transparency to these. If you had like metal fragments, they tend not to be very transparent to light, so they would look black. So the fact that they look transparent tells me that they're not at all. Like it looks like a protein, like a protein coagulation essentially. Same with this one. This one, this looks like a DAP. Is it a DAPI stain? I don't know. This is some sort of stain. It's blue, so I thought it was DAPI, but it's not. It looks like some I guess like a membrane stain. Anyway, yeah, this is a stain. So whatever this like ginormous blue thing is, it was stained by the same thing that is staining the membrane of these cells. So it's, I don't know, looks like a clot. Probably that looks like maybe a clot. I don't know. Like I have no idea. But that's if it's stained, it's probably not a piece of metal. because this looks like fluorescent imagery, and same thing with this. This is not metal. I don't know where like this is not. It's not. This isn't a real like. Look, if there are like actual like metal fragments that are in the vaccines, then I wanna know about that. I mean, that could be a possibility, like 100%. But why would you just? I mean, I guess because it's 4chan. Because why the fuck not? But it's not real. It's not a real thing. But it's 4chan, so it's funny, right? It's just like it's fake. It's fake, but it's funny. It's funny, haha. It's memes. This is meme warfare, people. This is 5th generational warfare. This is what this is. It's just trying to get enough people convinced of a thing that they'll believe it, and then you can move on. Because there's a billion pieces of information out in the world, and no one can actually fact check every little fucking piece of information. So if you can just get enough people to believe a piece of information and then move the fuck on, then they believe it now, and you can just move the fuck on, and no one has a chance to actually get around to like going into this fucking specific minutia level of detail because they have more pressing concerns, and then now it's just an accepted fact, and that is 5th generational warfare. It goes much deeper than that, but this is an aspect of 5th generational warfare. This is the thing that we're in, and you know what? Like for the most part, I would say that a lot of the people on poll, they're the good guys. And you know what? They're just doing counter memetic warfare. And does memetic warfare have to be scientifically accurate? No, it doesn't. No, actually, it's better if it's not scientifically accurate. So, there's that.
You know, if I translate this from 4chan schizoid to normal, this seems to indicate to me, now this is going to be entirely out of left field, mind you, but this seems to indicate to me that maybe the famous X-board 4chan meme involving Shrek and the famous line, "It's all ogre now," might have actually been a premonition of Kanye West becoming Nick Fuentes's like big black daddy top.
I don't know how you're making that connection.
Yeah, this is my best attempt to translate like schizoid 4chan predictions of the future into reality, and the closest thing I could think of between Kanye West and Nick Fuentes was the Shrek meme.
Okay, yeah, sure.
For what should be obvious reasons, like yeah, you got the fucking gimp mask and everything. I mean, there's no ears, but it's like kind of close enough.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I guess I can accept that.
It is
This
4chan after all.
Then again, I would see Nick more as a bottom.
Like if Nick and Kanye were to have sex, you think that?
Well, of course, Kanye is like the big diesel chocolate top.
Yeah, of course.
Well, okay, okay. So
yeah,
who do you think like if I think that Kanye is a straight man. He was previously married and has kids. But if
all tops are straight.
Yeah, well, sure.
Especially black tops.
Yeah, of course.
But if Kanye had to fuck either Fuentes or Milo, who do you think he would pick if he had to fuck one?
Ooh, that is a tough question. I mean, I've seen the way he's been with the Catboy Cammy though. I mean, I'm sure. Well, Milo's kind of shaved up actually. Maybe he is gay again.
Right, no, Milo's right. That's right. Milo's straight now. I forgot. Yeah, Milo's totally straight, right?
But then that leaves us with Kanye.
Oh god.
So that leaves us with Kanye, perhaps. Yeah, I would see that happen. I would think.
You think Kanye would rather fuck Milo over Nick Fuentes?
That is a tough question. There's probably a harem.
Breaker.
Yeah, I'm convinced there's.
Who do you think?
Okay, I'm like fairly convinced that. Okay, the thing of it is, okay, this is my best like queer logic. Milo is like well known for having miles upon miles of BBC run through every orifice of his body. He used to talk about it constantly. He would bring it up completely without prompt. At the same time, Nick Fuentes is most well known for being a cat boy enjoyer. Like, the more feminine the cat boy, the better. But at the same time, he seems like a total freaking bottom. But if you're a bottom for sissy cat boys and their little baby penises, you're not going to get your hole stretched out as much. So if I think from Kanye West's perspective, okay, he's going to look at like the two assholes lined up side by side, and he's going to look at Milo's, and he's going to see all the way over to the fucking Grand Canyon, and he's going to look at Nick, and it's going to be as tight as a fucking balloon knot. So I think he's going with Nick.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna weigh in on this. So I'm gonna take the psychological approach, right? I think that
There's a psychology in this.
yeah, I think there is, right?
Of course, that's
So-
the psychology of 4chan.
Okay, so here's the
There's a
thing,
sexual
right?
psychology?
I think that Kanye would know that Milo loves the BBC, and he would also know that Nick Fuentes maybe wouldn't like the BBC because Nick Fuentes he's kind of like he's like a white gnat, right? So like if he's gonna get railed, he wants it to be like a BWC, not a BBC. So I think that like Kanye, I think he likes to fuck with people. So he would be like, no. Milo would enjoy my BBC too much. I don't want to fuck that. I want to fuck the guy that would hate my BBC. So I think that he would choose to fuck Nick Fuentes.
Oh, you know what we call them? Bratty bottoms.
Ah, yeah, there you go. Okay.
They're like, it's like, I don't really like you, or something like that. They're kind of, the
Like a male
Cinderella.
tsundere, like Olga from Hey Arnold, but a gay dude.
I'm gonna point out again. This is the gayest show that we've ever done. This is absolutely.
I am so sorry.
This is so.
I think also because Kanye owes like $50 billion to the IRS, he's probably thinking, well, I better get my training for prison in because I'm going to be bending over a lot of Nick Fuentes in the joint.
There is no way that Kanye goes to jail over his. He has 50 mil. He can just pay the government.
He's not going to jail. He's recruiting. I think he's just recruiting these two twinks. That's what I think he's doing.
Nice. So then,
Yeah.
I also saw this post from this is 28th of September 2021. This was posted. This guy says that he had a conversation.
We don't really know, but
yeah, we have no.
Yeah.
I mean, this is 4chan knowledge, right? This is not. It's not real.
I'm drunk, by the way.
Well,
So
No shit, Sherlock. What was your first clue?
I don't mean anything I say.
right. No, I mean, neither does 4chan.
He's a true cat boy. He only took him 2 beers and he's already fucking
There you
sauced.
go.
A true cat boy.
So no. Here's the thing, right? It's kind of like the Jordan. It's like the Jordan Peterson, like the Petersonian sense of true, right? That's
Yeah.
the memes of 4chan. They're not true. They're not accurate, but they're like true. You know, in the
They're prophetic.
Petersonian.
They're prophetic, not descriptive.
Exactly. Yeah. So anyway, this guy says that he had a conversation with an elite. The elite is not named. This is most likely a story. It's a fable, like the Bible, but it has truth in it.
Exactly.
And I won't read
There's
it out. Like I won't read the whole thing. I'll just kind of slowly scroll through it for anyone that is interested in reading the whole thing. But
Ooh, don't cut out.
but the whole point of it is that basically the concept here is that there's a secret cabal of people that want to destroy all of the world governments. And so the idea is that you roll out, I guess, you roll out COVID, and COVID is just COVID, like it kills some people, it's like a flu, whatever. But then you as this like secret cabal, you introduce to all the world governments this terrible vaccine that actually ends up being worse than COVID itself. So it's like the cure is worse than the disease. And then the people that got the vaccine get really upset because now they're sick, and the people who didn't get the vaccine get really upset because the government fucked things up and they're annoyed by that. And so now both the anti and the pro vaccine are now both anti-government, and then both groups are now united against the government. So like the left and the right would both be against the government, And so like that's the concept that this story is putting forward. And I guess that maybe this is kind of like playing out in China right now, in a sense, because like, mass protests are erupting all over China because of how poorly they've handled like the whole COVID thing. It hasn't worked that well in America for whatever reason, because as things continue on, the left just continues to love the Fauci ouchie no matter what, as well they should. It's the best thing since sliced bread.
Well, when I'm wondering if there's like microplastics in this or something, maybe there's a reason. Could it have nanoestrogen? Who knows?
Well, there's microplastics in everything.
Well, I've seen some theories about it being like a Catboy vaccine.
Oh no!
Wait.
No!
Wait.
Yeah.
Is it a vaccine to make sure that people don't become cat boys, or does it make sure that everyone becomes cat boys?
It makes sure that you become Catboy.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
well, that's not as bad as I thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
That's way worse than I thought it would be. Okay.
Well,
God damn it!
Different strokes for different folks. Okay. Next. I don't know. I saw this, and
Pyramid.
it's a pyramid.
Clearly Illuminati.
So like Lucifer / Satan is at the top, and so that's the so at the top of the pyramid we have actually I'll just
I got room for one more meme, and then I have to get a haircut.
all right, yeah, that's fine.
All right.
So we got at the top of the pyramid evil spirits and demons, and then we got like the world's richest a little bit lower, and then you got think tanks, and then below that you got world financial control, central banks, and then below that you got like multinational corporations. Below that you got like false religions, governments, indoctrination, corporate media, and then at the bottom you have debt slaves, which is you. And I don't know what this has to do with. I mean, maybe it has to do with everything that we're talking about. I have no idea, but I saw this and I was like, well, that seems important, because that, like, what they're saying is that everything is run by Satan. The whole world is run by Satan. And check this out: if the whole world is run by Satan, then actually this is hell, which means that actually we are all sinners that were condemned, and we are in hell right now. There is no salvation. We have already been damned. We are in hell. I think that's basically like what this meme is trying to say, and I was like, shit, that's dark. It's dark as fuck.
Well, there's also that market liberal sort of perspective where you are sort of a servant to the consuming. So your role in society is to consume, and so you're making a deal with the devil, because you will buy the slave-made goodies from other countries, yet you will oppose them.
If you think about it, if you exist in hell, every deal that you can possibly make is already a deal with the devil. So
yes, what you buy, what you eat, what you consume in your body, who you hang out with, maybe. I mean, maybe not that much, but
all right, Twink, we got three more. We'll go through them quickly, and then I'll let you go.
Okay.
So, all right. Actually, we're gonna. I'll just say that one for after.
I never wanted someone to finish fast. I'm just saying.
Oh boy.
Okay.
And then finally, 4chan has been talking a lot about this. It'll wipe out every dollar in the world. New crash fears as 80 trillion goes missing.
How do you lose that much money? That would be kind of heavy, wouldn't it?
So I've been seeing this come up on poll quite a bit. Basically, here's the idea. This is what I read. I have no idea if these numbers are accurate. This is from poll. I have no idea. The numbers don't matter. Okay? It's the concept. But the what I saw from poll is that if you adjust for the dollars, then the Great Depression was caused by a loss of about $600 billion, and within the next few years, the global economy will not lose $600 billion into thin air. It'll lose $800 trillion into thin air. It'll be more than 1,000
Hold on
times
a
worse than the Great
second.
Depression.
But CNN told me that there was no recession. Joe Biden said so. He's always right.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Who do we
You
believe?
think they would just lie? Come on.
Wait,
They're
wait a minute.
government.
This also doesn't make sense because wouldn't like a sudden loss of this $80 trillion actually reduce inflation?
Well,
No, that's what the experts say. The expert always writes.
we don't know who to trust, and if you don't know who to trust, default trust the government, of course.
Of course, Big Daddy State.
Govern me
Or-
harder, Daddy.
Don't turn me on.
Jesus. But they say it'll yeah. So apparently we're the global economy is about to face something that is 1,000 times the magnitude of the Great Depression. It's going to be every single fucking currency will collapse. Everything is falling down. We're going to go back to fucking anarcho-primitivism. I support that. And it's going to be fucking calamity. It's going to be a holocaust of the economy. And I guess that this is like an infographic that tells us some stuff. So
See, my big concern is the cavemen. I'm sure they're pretty aggressive. I don't want them to beat me too hard.
You're that fucking guy that cat boy that falls in the middle of the cave and you're like, oh no, I am surrounded by massive savage men. Whatever will I do?
Yeah.
Oh
Oh no.
oh no.
Oh
So,
no.
I guess the concept here is that the derivatives that exist in the economy, the derivatives that exist are actually worth, I guess, like multiple times that of what the value of everything is worth. So I guess like if you add up all the things on the earth, like
All the things that we've done, all the things that we built.
all the buildings,
Yep.
all the computers, just all the things. Just take all the things on the earth, all the things, all the humans, all everything, and you add up all the value of that, and then you compare that to the value of the derivatives in the economy.
Yeah.
Then the derivatives are actually worth more than all the things on Earth. The derivatives are worth more than the Earth itself. Now, I don't know if that's true. This is coming from Fortune. I have no idea. This is a meme warfare. This is 5th generational warfare. I have no idea. But if that's true, then that is actually quite unsettling. That would denote, if that were to be the case, that would denote, I guess, a great economic calamity that may be coming towards us. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't have to know. I'm just reporting what 4chan is reporting. I'm the middleman here.
Damn. This really makes Kanye's words less absurd now that I see this. This is definitely a dystopia. Imagine how much that would cost. Imagine how much years, how much generations, what amount of debt this would be.
I mean, if the debt is bigger than the value of the whole Earth, then I don't think you'll ever be able to pay it off.
Damn! No wonder one's daughter and tiny son is going on OnlyFans. That's it. It's the debt. This is.
And once you're in debt, once you're in enough debt, you're effectively in slavery. Once you're in slavery, the only thing that you can do, sell your body. Boom.
That's true. All the femboys, all the girls, they're all going on OnlyFans to pay this debt that the devil gave to us, or those people.
We might actually live in hell. All right. So
well, General Chief, if you remember that one experiment that they did with the chimpanzees, where they gave them all coins to put in this banana vending machine, and all the male monkeys just ended up giving all the coins to the female monkeys in exchange for sex. Technically, in a weird way, this is a way of us returning to anarcho-primitivism. We're literally going back to monkey.
Part of me supports this. Not all of me, but part of me does support this. Well,
especially the monkey parts.
Okay, so
of which there are many. There's
Yeah.
almost as many derivatives of monkeypox as there are derivatives of the fucking cash.
Do we need enough? We're gonna get more at this point. We already have enough monkeypox.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess that will conclude the that was.
This is a side tangent and all, but
Okay.
they didn't really shut us down during monkeypox the same way they did with COVID. Interesting.
No.
Yeah,
no.
because they found that one gay guy that was fucking his dog in the ass, and then they all like stretched their collars awkwardly and went, "Ooh, can't talk about this anymore."
Well,
Wait. They were gay. Oh shit. Yeah, we can't talk about that. Okay. Moving
Exactly.
on.
If it was a straight white man, that you would have never heard the end of that news story. But because it was a gay couple that fucked their dog in the ass and questionably their child, their adopted child.
This was the difference in the government response to COVID versus monkeypox. COVID happens. Okay, everyone has to stay inside. Everyone has to get vaccinated. Everyone has to wear a mask. Monkeypox happens. Hey, would you mind like not engaging in gay orgies for like 2 weeks? No. Okay, you do you. That's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so instead of like not doing the thing, what you should do is like go to the gay pride parade.
The government. I think that there was actually government officials there. Actually, what was it? The leader of Belgium actually is gay, and apparently there's accusations of him engaging in some of the black orgies in Brussels. So apparently there was pony play.
Oh.
Pony play.
Oh, isn't that nice?
So that's where Kanye got the fucking GIMP mask. It all makes sense now.
Well, with Balenciaga being caught with I'll just say the sex scandal, I've really got to get going. But until later, adieu.
Yeah. So that's the end of the 4chan segment. Thank you. Go ahead.
You go first.
Thank you very much, Twink, for joining us. I know that you have another appointment, but thanks for joining us and making this just the fucking gayest, and by gay I mean happy, and also degenerate episode ever. Thanks.
It's street because I'm still wearing socks.
Oh, okay.
Thigh highs, that
Good
is.
to know.
Yeah.
Gross.
You know, it's only 2.9% gay.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for joining us. All right, you can.
Thank you so much. I will surely come again if I am chosen.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Come again.
Bye.
Come many times.
Bye. Get out.
See ya.
Get out.
God damn.
All right. Well, that was the 4chan section. We did have one.
You know what? I'm so glad that those socks were on the entire time, because that could have been like really, really gay.
That could have been really gay. Yeah, we wouldn't have wanted that. Jesus Christ.
And another good thing was his balls were so tiny and riddled with estrogen that it would be impossible for them to touch. Unless you got really creative.
All right. Good stuff. All right. Great. There was.
This is the type of thing YouTube enjoys. Like, we can get away with this all day. It's like the vaccine shit was what fucking us up. The gay shit is fine.
Oh yeah, I know. YouTube is they love gay shit. I know.
I wonder if the gay shit will probably balance out all the vaccine propaganda that you were talking about. So it'll all balance out. And Susan Wojcicki won't know what to do. It's like, well, they had a gay cat boy on, and they were like talking about a lot of homosexual things, but at the same time,
here's the thing. Actually, a huge market in YouTube is the market that for like kids, because like kids love watching shit on YouTube. So like maybe because we had so much gay shit on, YouTube will recommend it to the kids, and then we'll get a whole bunch of views for this episode. Oh boy!
I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up on fucking trending.
Oh yeah, because YouTube will be like, oh, this is tons of gay shit. Oh, the kids will love this.
They mentioned monkeypox how many times?
Oh wow, this is perfect for the kids. Yeah. Okay, but there was one other meme that we kind of passed through because it was a longer one.
Does it have to do with jet fuel and steel beams?
It does, yeah. Of course.
Damn it! No. How did I know?
Now, here's the thing. Once again, I haven't fact checked any of this. This is not fact checked. I have no idea. This is what 4chan is reporting.
Disclaimer: we all believe the barbecue happened. Unfortunately, we ourselves were not invited.
Right. I am simply reporting what 4chan is reporting, much like how most journalists do journalism. They're just reporting what other people are reporting. Whatever, like it's not on them. It's on the original reporters. So if any of
this is like the fucking property guy. I know what this is.
If any of this is inaccurate, please take all of your complaints to Mr. Poll 4chan. Okay, Mr. Poll 4chan. You should direct all of your complaints to him. Not to us. I'm simply reporting what he's reporting. This is not my words. This is his. Okay. So this says this is about 9/11. Now it was a thing that happened, but it says so the World Trade Center, it needed $200 million in renovations and improvements / removal and replacement of building materials declared to be a health hazard, known as an asbestos bombshell with advanced galvanic corrosion. Port Authority tried several times to obtain permits to demolish the buildings for liability reasons. Projected cost to disassemble the towers would be $15 billion. Subsidized from birth by the New York Port Authority. By 2001, the World Trade Complex had 60% tenancy and considered to be a giant bomb as far as investments go. All right, I won't read through the whole thing. Basically, this guy buys it. 6 weeks later, this guy buys it. Then he purchases a massive insurance for it. Then the building, it goes down for whatever reason. He also bought insurance for Tower 7. And I guess Tower 7 also went down for unknown reasons.
You know what really doesn't help the situation? The fact that his fucking profile picture literally looks like the fucking Happy Merchant.
God damn it, I think you mean the elated trader. I don't.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Everyone knows what I mean.
The elated trader. Okay, that's a naughty phrase. And
we don't even have to Photoshop this. It's just right there. That's just what he looks like.
And apparently, this is not me. This is 4chan reporting this. Let's see. Basically, there was no firefighting in World Trade Center 7. They basically told the firefighters to not even do anything about Building 7. They were like, nah, just let it burn. Just why not? And apparently, some people made a lot of money off of just over-insuring a building that was going to potentially come down in just a few weeks and or months. So, just an interesting little bit. I don't know what to make of that. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying that this is anything definitive. This is from 4chan. This is memes. I have no idea. I don't know. This is what it is. You know, this is what 4chan is reporting.
Well, one thing we can all clearly see is the famous plume of smoke that looks something like two old decrepit men kissing if you look to the top left-hand corner and squint a bit.
Okay, Breaker?
I know you see it and you can't unsee it now.
I still don't see it. I genuinely don't. I'm trying to see it. I don't see it. But Breaker, you are no longer in the majority. It's back down to 50-50, gay versus heterosexual. We can no longer have everything be gay. But yeah, here's the thing, right? I am simply a meme war correspondent. I am reporting what I'm seeing at ground level. Okay, that's all I can do is report the news. When it comes to 5th generational warfare and the meme warfare that is happening, I can only report what I am seeing. Okay, that's all I can possibly do. And this is what I'm seeing. Okay, this is not me saying these things. I am the ground level 5th generational meme warfare reporter, just presenting to you the memes as they come out. That's it. That's all I can do, and that is the news. So with that, I guess that this has been 4chan slash
4chan news.
4chan slash poll news. Thank you very much for that, for watching this segment. Oh, all right. Great.
Yay. Wonderful.
Okay, so there is also there is also the Twitter the Twitter stuff that's come out. I guess this is Twitter reports number 3. Boom. Hold on. Here we have Matt Taibbi, thread, the Twitter files, the removal of Donald Trump, part 1, October 2020, January 6th. So, we won't go through all of this, but because other people have gone through all of this, but basically, I'll read the first couple tweets. The world knows how much of the story of what happened between riots in the Capitol on January 6th and the removal of President Donald Trump from Twitter on January 8th. We'll show you what hasn't been revealed, the erosions of standards within the company in months before January 6th, decisions by high-ranking executives to violate their own policies, and more, against the backdrop of ongoing documented interaction with federal agencies. This first installment covers the period before the election through January 6th. Tomorrow, there'll be other details. Whatever your opinion on the decisions to remove Trump that day, the internal communications at Twitter between January 6th through January 8th have clear historical import. Even Twitter's employees understood in the moment it was a landmark moment in the annals of speech. As soon as they finished banning Trump, Twitter executives started processing new power. They prepared to ban future presidents and White Houses, perhaps even Joe Biden. The new administration, says one exec, will not be suspended by Twitter unless absolutely necessary. So, they were actually. I was reading through. I read through this, and it seems as though they were planning on banning Trump even before January 6th. It seems as though the FBI was in cahoots with Twitter to ban Trump. So there's that. Now, a lot of people may think, like, what is it really that important? Like that Trump was banned off of Twitter? This is just Twitter. Twitter's not a big deal. Well, I'm not on Twitter. I don't think that Twitter is that big of a deal. I mean, it's a big deal. It's a massive deal. It's not as big of a deal as, say, maybe some other like. I think personally, I think that YouTube is more important than Twitter. In terms of the, I guess, like the cultural reach that YouTube has, I think, is far greater than Twitter. But I also shudder to think, given what we found out about what's happening in Twitter, what might be happening at YouTube. I love you, YouTube. I'm sure that nothing weird happens behind the scenes at YouTube. I'm sure that if Elon Musk were to somehow acquire YouTube, that everything when it comes to your moderation and your algorithm is just completely spick and span. I'm sure of it. Twitter is very important. It's a I guess public square for free speech, and the government itself was colluding to get a president of the United States removed from it. Even before January 6th happened, they were talking about this shit. That's weird. That's a weird thing to do. I would say that, I mean, probably anti-constitutional, probably something that, warrants, let's say, an investigation into all of the other tech companies, all of these other social media platforms. Probably, right? I mean, I'm sure that it's just Twitter that's the bad apple. I'm sure that all of the other tech companies are just doing just the best job. It's just Twitter that was doing a bad job. I'm sure. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm sure that YouTube and Google and Facebook. Oh, I'm sure they're completely fair. Yeah, no, it's just Twitter. Yeah, I'm sure. But given how sure I am that these other tech platforms are just so fucking good, I think that they should welcome an investigation so that they can prove just how fucking fair they are when it comes to different opinions. It's a funny thing what happened with Twitter. It appears as though there was some I guess questionable images regarding children that were up on the Twitter platform for years, in fact. And Twitter didn't really do much about those. But you know what they did spend a lot of time doing? A lot of time censoring voices they didn't agree with. Conservative voices that they considered to be racist or homophobic or sexist. They spent a lot of time making sure that those ideas and voices were silenced, and somehow they forgot to deal with, I don't know, child exploitation images and grooming. Somehow they just completely forgot about that for years. Which means that, not current Twitter, but during the previous administration of Twitter with Vijaya Gadde, under the helm of Jack Dorsey, their position, I believe, I mean, this is the only thing that I can ascertain, is that perhaps their position was that racism and conservatism were worse than pedophilia. I mean, it sort of must have been that case, right? Like, they didn't do anything about the pedophilia, but they did do something about the perceived racism and conservative voices. So, from their perspective, racism is worse than pedophilia. Conservatism is worse than pedophilia. I mean, I guess that would make sense.
Okay. Well, it would make perfect sense because conservative family values would lead to like stable heterosexual nuclear family relationships with children raised in a stable home, usually kept enough away from the influences of our weird dystopian cyber world to at least have something resembling a chance of growing into reproductive adult units themselves. Where on the other hand, if you reproduce,
then
yeah,
if the children are kept away from them, they can't have them. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, terrible. Because if you reproduce like solely through mimetics and are otherwise sterile, and you're just a mimetic replicator, you literally need other people's impressionable children to be in a maximally impressionable and exploitative environment so that you can turn them into cat boys. And you know what? I for one am glad that there's so many more cat boys in the world. I know it's kind of a bummer for you, but I'm having a grand old time over here.
Oh, God. Here comes Breaker with the fucking peak degeneracy. Yeah, this...
no, not peak degeneracy. I'm not biting my fingernails off at the mere sound of a catboy voice like Nick Fuentes. Come the fuck on, I have some standards.
Okay, all right. You're... All right, yeah, you're not K2. You're not like Mount Everest. You're like Kilimanjaro. Kilimanjaro level degeneracy. You're up there. You're not at the top. Okay, well, that's fine. Yeah, no, whatever the fuck Twitter has been doing, it's completely unjustifiable. It is unjustifiable. And there's a reason, I believe, why it is. And we went over this on the last show. It only lasted like 20 minutes. I was fucking sick as a dog. But we went over this because I wanted to point this out. I wanted to get this through. CNN, MSNBC, they're not talking about this. Now, usually when there's a fight, the right launches a fucking torpedo and the left launches a torpedo back and there's a fight. The left is just like, no, I'm not touching this. Why? Because they know that they can't defend this. It's indefensible. They know that this is a lost cause. They're like, yep, you know what? This is so bad, what Twitter was doing, that the only strategy that we can do is just, I guess, talk about Trump and just pretend like this isn't happening. That's the strategy that MSNBC and the Young Turks and CNN is doing in regards to this. Oh, wow. You have an institution that was being influenced by the FBI that is limiting people's free speech, that for non-justifiable reasons decided to ban Donald Trump. They opened up the fucking January 6th committee hearing. None of this makes any sense. None of it is defensible. The position of the Democrats is basically that racism is worse than pedophilia. Now, I will stand here and I will say, I don't think that racism is worse than pedophilia. I really don't. I mean, racism can be bad, of course. Also, racism can be kind of funny. You know, like for instance, Breaker, you're an Irish drunkard piece of shit. That's racist, but it's funny.
I think I'm gonna have to report you to Susan Wojcicki now.
Oh Jesus, please don't.
Susan, someone hasn't earned enough D's to make it to the A, if you know what I mean.
Oh, no.
Prepare Kanye's BBC.
Breaker is an Irish piece of shit. That is me being racist. But you know what? That's not as bad as pedophilia. It's not as bad as whatever the fuck Twitter was doing. Just allowing some of this shit to just be up there. Was the FBI involved with this? I have no idea. We don't know. Maybe we'll find out.
Well, I know the U.S. Marshals literally had to get involved to make Twitter take one of the posts down, if I remember correctly, because Twitter was just like, this cheesy pizza revenge prawn of this exploited minor when they were 13 years old and blackmailed by an adult child naughty person on the internet. Like all the fucking minefield words, goddamn. Thanks, Susan. Yeah, right. They tried to get Twitter to take it down by reporting it. Like, anyone knows what I'm talking about, can look this story up. They tried to get Twitter to take it down. And Twitter's response was just like, this doesn't violate our policy, so bye. And then they literally called the U.S. Marshals, and the frickin' police were like, motherfucker, it's illegal. Just take it the fuck down and shut the fuck up. And it was so fucking public, and there was such a big stink raised about it. Just imagine how many other instances similar to that went on Twitter that you never heard about.
Yeah, this is... I believe that this is... Some people may say this, may see this, and they're like, this is more blackpilling. No. Things are bad. Things are bad. But I think that this is the institution crumbling. Right? They just lost a major pillar. Like, if the institution was strong, do you think that they would have lost Twitter? Do you think that all this shit would have come out? The institution is weak. The institution is losing ground. The institution is in a fragile state, and there are things that are coming out that are indefensible. Just indefensible to the normal person. And people are waking up. I'm on Discord, right? And even when it comes to like the younger people who aren't that political, like, you know, you're talking like fucking, like, I don't know, like fucking like 23-year-olds, whatever. Not that political. They don't know that much about politics, but they have a general sense. They're like, oh, yeah, don't trust the institution. Fuck the institution. Yeah, the institution is bullshit. Yeah, no. They have a conservative leaning. The young people have a more conservative leaning. And that's not to say that the conservatives will never themselves become the new institution. That's something that we also have to fight against, because we saw this from the transferring of power between the Bush administration to the Obama administration, right? Oh my God, the Republicans were so bad during the Bush administration, and they were toxic, they were evil. I hated the Bush administration. I grew up during the Bush administration. That was shit. So did you, Breaker. We both remember how shit the fucking Bush administration was, and we thought...
Yeah, the terrorists hate freedom.
Yeah, that was an evil fucking institution, and we thought, oh, if we elect Obama, hope and change, hope
and change. Oh, look, we got hope on one hand, and look, we got change on the other hand. Vote for me. I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message. And by the way, I'm black, so if you don't vote for me, you're racist.
Good point. But you know what happened when everyone voted for hope and change for get the new party in, because the
nothing changed and I lost all hope.
That's right. Nothing changed. Yeah, nothing changed. We lost all hope, because guess what? It was the uniparty, right? It was the fucking uniparty. It's the establishment. It's the elite. The elite just it hops from one party to another. It's like a game of hot potato. They sit on the Democrats, and when the Democrats get too corrupted and too hot, they hop over to the Republicans. The Republicans are the new hot thing, and then they infiltrate that, and they make that sick. And then suddenly, you know what's going to happen? The fucking Democrats are going to be the ones who are the rebellious ones again, just like under the Bush administration. Now I could see a future where the establishment, the uniparty, gets into it just fucking infects it like a virus, and now, oh shit, the Republicans are now the establishment, and then suddenly I have to start voting Democrat, and because I have to be against the fucking establishment, and it just, we don't want that. Okay, I want to see no more of this establishment. Whatever this infectious thing is, this thing that is the uniparty that has control over the FBI and the CIA and all the fucking, the NSA, all the three-letter organizations, the firearms, tobacco, and alcohol, all of that, whatever that thing is, it needs to die. We can't just let it keep switching between bodies, right? Like some sort of like demon that just, whenever you kill one body, it just swaps into the next body, and you have a new enemy to deal with. No, it needs.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because I was thinking as we were talking. People like to say that this new generation that's coming up, like you were saying before, is like the most right wing of like young generations, and they're going to be like the wave of the future for right wing politics in America.
They're a bunch of fucking TikTok addicted sociopaths.
Well, yeah, there's that, but also consider that a lot of the right-wing sentiment and neo-reactionary sentiments and things are probably coming from a bunch of teenagers who haven't pissed out all of their vinegar yet. So when they finally stabilize and they get into their early to mid-20s and their brains finish growing, they're going to be like horrifically socially fucked up because of all the isolation and TikTok and lockdowns and all the bullshit and the face masks that have fucked up people's social skills for all this fucking time. And it'll be
well,
good. and you know what's gonna come in right after that? It's like all these like people they're not gonna be the disaffected collectivists like the circus freaks of society, like the movie Fight Club. We're the abandoned freaking children. And you know what's gonna come in right behind that? The left is just gonna swap out masks, and they're gonna come like carrying this tin of fucking cookies in the form of like Xanax and placations and more TikTok and more bullshit. And they love the leaking reactors. They love the dead children. They love their father.
Well, like I said, I'm not interested in seeing the Republican Party become co-opted by the establishment. I'm interested in seeing the Uniparty finally die. The Uniparty is a cancer on the American populace, and it needs to go away. It's anathema to what the founding fathers actually wanted for this nation.
Anathema, technically.
Oh shit! Did I? Yeah, anathema.
Sorry. You've been pronouncing that word wrong your entire life until right now.
It needs to go away. It needs to die, and I'm actually I am gray pilled at this point. I see it crumbling. It's falling, and I think it's going to start looking. It sees that it's falling. It's going to start looking for a new body to inhabit, and I think that at this moment in time, it's going to start trying to. It sees that its foundation is crumbling. Its foundation has crumbled before. Its foundation has crumbled multiple times. It's used. It's very used to its foundation crumbling. That's what it does. It sucks up all the energy of a party, and then switches to the next party and allows the other party to like regrow. And it switches to that one like a vampire. It's part of its reproduction strategy for its foundation to crumble. And it will try to latch on to the Republican Party. I guarantee you it will. I think that we're already starting to see some beginnings of that. It's very difficult to know where those claw marks actually are, because we live in a 5th generational warfare fucking hellscape where no one knows fucking anything that's happening at any given time, because everything is trying to mislead you. But I think that I can see some of the claw marks that are just beginning to enter the more like libertarian Trumpian movement, and I would say reject those claw marks. In the future, I think I'll be able to have a better idea of exactly what those claw marks are. But in general, fucking reject those. Whatever this establishment is, it has to die. It has to go away. So with that, yeah, I think we can end the show there. Any final words, Breaker?
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because every time you don't, the left becomes like one of those zombie tapeworms from that cartoon Mr. Meaty, and it jumps out of that one guy's mouth and crawls down into your throat and turns you into another walking, talking zombie.
An excellent analogy. With that, peace out, everyone.